Right, so this is flashcards on types of processors. By the end of this, you will know RISC processors, CISC processors, and the differences, GPUs, and multi-core and parallel systems. So, first flashcard is going to be RISC and Sisk processors. Simple. So, basically, a RISC is known as a reduced instruction set computer. So these would be instructions which would be quite small. They would only take like a cycle or two to be able to complete. These would be made in excess, so every different kind of instruction would be able to be processed if necessary. This kind of code would be very high level and would be quite close to a human language rather than machine code. Whereas CISC or complex instruction set computers would have a large instruction set. They would be used to be able to accomplish tasks with as little space as humanly possible. These low-level instructions would be built into the hardware. Before, these used to be kind of like standardized, or however, with time goes on, it has been replaced by the RISC because obviously that is better for humans to be able to use. Now they're used in more stuff such as microcontrollers and embedded systems. For example, embedded systems are things which have very low level codes which only do a certain thing. So if we were to compare them, the differences would be that differences between RISC and CISC. So there would be that. First of all, space. The RISC would take up a lot more space than the CISC because obviously the code is shorter. Compiling the RISC would once again take up a lot more time, as you would have to convert from a high level code to machine, while in CISC all you would have to do is use less work as it's already closer to machine code. So, and the next one is pipelining and specialized instructions. So in CISC, a lot of specialized instructions have been created and a lot of them are not used, while in RISC, pipelining would be very easy as all of the instructions would take one clock cycle. So obviously I have mentioned what did I mention? High-level code. So high-level and low-level code, the basic differences are that high-level code is something that humans can understand, whereas low-level code is something which is very close to a machine code, so something only a machine will be able to understand and not your average human. So now, the difference between multi-core and parallel systems. So multi-core, these would have multiple independent cores which would be able to run their own processes and instructions, thus making a higher performance, whereas parallel systems would be able to accomplish a similar, if not the same task, but would not need a lot of cores. It would be able to do it through the use of threading. So basically, it would use threading to be able to do it instead of using the multiple cores. Generally, multi-core systems would be better in larger projects, but it would be theoretically cheaper to use parallel systems. So now, the GPU, this is the final bit of processors. So this is the graphics processing unit. There we go. So this would be a device which, unlike the CPU, would have a lot of processors which are independent. They would all work in parallel to be able to make the GPU more efficient, and would allow it to complete repetitive tasks such as making pictures. So that is basically it. Multi-core systems and parallel systems. Ingenious. And the GPU is what is used to be able to process graphics. Simple.